Hello friends, today I am going to discuss non-aqueous solvents and their physical properties. Most of the chemical reactions are carried out in solutions and the behavior of substance also depends upon the nature of solvent. In the earlier days, the reactions have been carried out only in one solvent, namely water. The property of water makes it an excellent and useful solvent for a large variety of substances. Water is neutral, odorless, non-toxic and non-poisonous, and beside all these properties, other properties like favorable physical and chemical properties like long liquid range, high dielectric constant, specific heat of volatilization, dipole moment, etc., makes water a excellent solvent. But the solvent other than water which are used for carrying out chemical reactions are called non-aqueous solvents. So there are certain examples also which have been quoted in this slide: benzene, carbon tetrachloride, acetone, ether. Means these are organic solvents which are called non-aqueous solvent. Other inorganic solvents are also present which falls into the category of non-aqueous solvents, and those are liquid ammonium, H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid, liquid hydrogen fluoride, liquid sulfur dioxide, etc. So basically, what is solvent? Solvent is which has the capability to dissolve solute particles. Now I am going to discuss physical properties of solvent. The usefulness of solvent is determined from its some specific properties that may help to carry out the chemical reactions and separate the product more conveniently. Some of the important physical properties of solvents are: the first one is melting and boiling point. This is also called as liquid range. The melting and boiling point of a solvent determines the temperature range within which the solvent can exist in the liquid state under atmospheric pressure. So this is the example of water, ammonia, HF and SO2, and this slide is showing the melting and boiling point range of these four solvents. The other property, physical property of solvent is heat of fusion and heat of vaporization. The value of heat of fusion and heat of vaporization help to know the nature and strength of forces which hold the molecules of solvent together in the solid and liquid state. As we know, the amount of heat absorbed by 1 mole of a substance to change from solid to liquid state is called its molar heat of fusion. Similarly, the absorbed heat by 1 mole of the substance to change from liquid to vapor state is called its molar heat of vaporization. So larger the value of heat of fusion or heat of vaporization, the magnitudes of molar heat of fusion and molar heat of vaporization give us some insight into the nature and strength of intermolecular forces, and these also determine the solvent properties. So similarly, a better idea of the intermolecular forces in solvent is obtained by the ratio of molar heat of vaporization to the boiling point. This ratio is called Trouton constant. So what is Trouton constant? Ratio of molar heat of vaporization, that is delta H evaporation, and boiling point, that is TB. For normal liquids, if molar heat of vaporization are expressed in calories and boiling point in absolute scale, degree Kelvin, then the Trouton constant has the value 21.5. Such liquid exist as independent molecule without any bonds between them. A higher value of Trouton constant indicates associated molecules. For example, 21.5 common solvents like water, ammonia, hydrogen fluoride have Truton constant value greater than 21.5. Therefore, these are associated liquids. The next property of a solvent is dielectric constant. So what is dielectric constant? It is the property which measures the polar nature of the solvent and helps to estimate the solubility of polar or non-polar substances in the solvent, or we can say it is the capability to dissolve the solute. According to Coulomb's law, this is showing in this slide, the force of attraction between two charged ions is given by this formula, where Q plus and Q minus are charged on cation and anion respectively, and epsilon is the constant which is known as dielectric constant, and R is the distance between those ions, right? As it is clear from this formula, if epsilon is large, the value of epsilon is large, the force F will be small. As a result, only a small amount of energy will be required to separate the ions, and hence it will be easy to dissolve an ionic substance. Thus, in solvents of high dielectric constant, the ionic substance will dissolve readily. With the decrease in dielectric constant, the solubility of ionic compounds will decrease. So, because dielectric constant is inversely proportional to the force between them. So, the solvents like HF, hydrogen fluoride and water are good solvent for ionic and polar compounds because of their high dielectric constant value. The dielectric constant value of water is 81.7, and HF dielectric constant is 83.6. So it is quite higher side. On the other hand, solvent like ammonia and sulfur dioxide with small values of dielectric constant, what are the values of ammonia and SO2? Ammonia is 22 and the value of SO2 is 17.3. So the dielectric constant is quite small. So that's why they show decreased tendency to dissolve ionic compounds, and especially those containing multi-charged ions. For example, carbonates, sulfates and phosphates are practically insoluble in ammonia and liquid sulfur dioxide. Next property of a solvent is dipole moment. Dipole moment is related to the dielectric constant of the solvent, and it is also related to the polarity of the bond in the molecule. Greater the polarity of the bond in the molecule, larger will be its dipole moment. Solvents having high dipole moments have greater tendency to dissolve the polar or ionic substances. This is because of the fact that greater polarity results in a strong bond between the solvent and the solute molecules, and large solvation energy is released. This large solvation energy is sufficient to overcome the lattice energy in the solute molecules and helps in dissolving the solute. Next property of a solvent is viscosity. It is a measure of the fluidity of the solvent. Solvents like water, ethyl alcohol, carbon tetrachloride have low viscosities and are highly fluid and flow rapidly under ordinary temperatures. On the other hand, anhydrous sulfuric acid and high molecular weight hydrocarbons have high viscosities and flow at much lower rates at ordinary conditions. In solvents of low viscosities, the operations such as precipitation, crystallization, filtration, etc. can be easily carried out without any difficulty. With increasing the viscosity of liquid, increase the difficulty of such operation. Thank you.